Hello, hello, hello. My name is Georgia. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer or subscriber, welcome back. I want to take this time to give a special shout out to my 521 subscribers. About maybe a little over a week ago, I reached the 500 subscriber milestone, and I just want to say thank you. If you've ever watched a video, shared a video, commented on a video, liked it, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, for your love and support over the last 9 months. I started this channel at the top of the year, right after we rang in the new year. And I must say, I'm just so overwhelmed by the love and support that I've been receiving, and I appreciate it with everything in me. I love to sew, and I love to share my experience, and this channel gives me the opportunity to do that. And you guys have received my videos so well, and I truly, truly, truly appreciate you all, for tuning in video after video and for your continued support. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I watched so many videos, sewing videos over the years, and I've been benefited so much from watching those videos. And so in so many ways, like I want to, what would I say, pay it forward then. I am still learning. I have so much to learn, so much to learn. But if I make an outfit and I tried something a little bit different and it turned out okay, I want to say, hey, I tried this and it turned out okay, and share that with someone so they could use that when they're making the out. Or if I tried something and it didn't work out, I want to be able to share that to say, hey, I did this, I did that. Try not to make this mistake, right? Because I've gotten so many tips from so many people over the years. So like I said, I just want to be able to pay it forward, and thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to do that, right? All right, so this dress, or my most recent make or makes, is the Me ME2066. This one, it's just one view, but let me tell you, there are about, let me just double check my notes, 24 pieces. 24 pieces. I used 21 pieces. I didn't use the pattern piece for the belt, and I skipped the pattern pieces for the hem facing. I did a narrow hem instead, so I didn't use the back and front hem facings. But 21 pieces, that's quite a bit, plus interfacing. Yes. it's a lot. So I cut the fabric back in April, and I believe, I want to say, well, let me back up. The plan was to make this outfit when I got back from vacation, make it for my birthday dinner, right? Birthday dinner outfit. But I ended up wearing a dress that I made for my vacation wardrobe. I didn't wear it on vacation, so I wore it for my birthday when I got back. And but this dress, it was just sitting there, like cut out, but just sitting there for 5 months, 4 months, almost 5 months. because I was a little bit afraid. I had made some to make it. Being honest, um, I made a lot of adjustments to the top. I bought a size 16 to 14, but my top is a size 12. So I sized down from the smallest size on the pattern, which was a size from size 16 to a size 12. And I wasn't sure how that would turn out. Yeah, again, it's a lot of pieces, right? And so I delayed it for that reason. And also, I felt that because I use this cotton eyelet fabric and use the cotton lining, I believe that, I was thinking that I would have to now do like an edge stitch around every piece just to keep it together. So when I sewed it together, I wouldn't have any trouble with it moving here and there. So I felt like, oh my God, you're telling me I'm gonna have to sew this dress twice? So yeah, I feel like I delayed it for those reasons, because it just seemed like a lot of work. Well, I'm pleased to report that it wasn't as much work as I thought. Yes, it's rated as an average pattern, and yes, it is an average pattern, but I did not have to do the edge stitch around every piece just to keep the lining and the main fabric together. No, because when I put the lining and the main fabric together, they just stayed together. They didn't move. No slipping. Maybe if it was a satin fabric, then it would be, sliding all over the place, but it's a cotton fabric for the lining and the main fabric, so no movement. I put them together and it stayed put. Yeah, so plus there. Yeah, but I wanted to make this outfit. I have a wedding to attend at the end of September. I am planning to make a dress for that event, but that dress has some similarities to this. One of them is the fact that the pattern on the top, it's the same issue. So you see how I bought the 16 to 24 in that pattern, and I'll show you. It's this pattern, and I bought 16 to 22, but my top is a size 12, so I'm going to have to size it down. So because I did so much adjustments for the top of this one, I wanted to work on it, see how it turned out. Then I would have more confidence to move forward with my wedding guest dress. So but also pleased to report it turned out pretty good, and I will put some pictures at the end of the video. And I also have a YouTube short video of me kind of modeling and wearing the dress and jamming to some music. All right. So yes, so I cut a size 12 for the top, size 16 for the waist, and I cut a size 16 for the skirt. My hip measurement when I cut this dress back in April was about a 44. The finished garment measurement for the size 16 hips, 43 and a half. So I knew it would be small, but maybe I was thinking I could get away with the ½ inch. I'm not sure. But my hip measurement now is a 45 and a half. About 1 to 2 months ago, it was a 46. A lot of fluctuation going on. we got there. But no, we're at a 45.5 for the hip measurement, which means the size 16, it was still a little bit small. So let me tell you what I did and how I fixed that. I know I needed a size 16 for at least the first few inches, because we have a size 16 for the waist, and if I want my seams to line up, and I didn't want the like bunching or ruffling along the top of the skirt, then I would need to keep the size 16 for at least the first few inches. So I just kind of winged it, to be honest with you. I just winged it. So for the front, there was a notch at the bottom, and because my front is more flat, I said, you know what, I am going to do the 5/8 of an inch all the way down to the notch. I think the notch stopped maybe somewhere around here. So I stitched 5/8 of an inch all the way down to the notch, and then once I got like closer to where I knew my hip would be, I went out 3/8 of an inch, and I did that. That's what I did for the front. I did not measure, from where my waist is to where my hip. I didn't measure the distance from my waist to my hip. I didn't do that. I just kind of winged it. So when I'm winging things, I usually do a basting stitch. So if it's not what I want, I can just take it out easily. So I did that for the front, and for the back, I did it a little bit differently, where I did the 5/8 of an inch, stitch 5/8 of an inch, maybe to somewhere around here, because there was a notch again at the top. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna use these notches as my markers. So for the first notch, I stitched 5/8 of an inch to the first notch, and then went out 3/8 of an inch all the way to the end. And I just figured that because for my front, I use the lower notch because my front is more flat, and then for my back, because there's like my bottom, the curve from my bottom, I figured I needed more room a little bit higher up. So that's what I did, and then I sewed them together, the sides. And I believe for the sides, I went all the way down 5/8 of an inch, and then once I got to where the notch was at the bottom, I did 3/8 of an inch, and then I tried on that skirt portion, and it fit perfectly. So I went in with my permanent stitches and connected the bodice to the skirt sections. And for the flounce portion, I did the same 3/8 of an inch, because even I started with the 5/8 of an inch at the top, but ended with the 3/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way around. So that's what I did. I did the 3/8 of an inch for the flounce pieces, just to ensure that they would line up with the other seams for the skirt. So yeah, and for the zipper, the instructions for the zipper are a little bit tricky. I wasn't sure what they were trying to tell me there, because I just couldn't be bothered. I just said, no, we're not doing this. So I installed an an exposed zipper let me see if I have the pattern. I have it here. Give me a second. Let me pull it up and show you. Yes, so I installed an invisible zipper for the McCall's 8389. So I just used the instructions on this one, because I think somewhere here they were telling to crimp. Like I said, I just read a few lines. I was like, I can't. Let's just move on from this. And you know, I did my basting stitch, and then I tried on the outfit. I was happy with it, and then I went in with my permanent stitches. So that's how I installed the zipper. The belt for me, that this is a first. I didn't use the pattern piece for the belt. I used a belt that I bought at the store. I used the pattern from that belt to make this one. Yeah, and the hardware. So this is the belt, missing the hardware. And so I just used the measurement. I believe this is the width on this belt is 1 2/8 of an inch. And so I used those same measurements, but gave myself maybe a 2/8 of an inch, additional 2/8 of an inch on either side for the seam allowance. And just did that, kind of did it the way that you would do a double fold bias for the top, this side and the other side. And I also use the same measurements for the lining, and I interfaced both pieces of, you know, the lining, and stitch the two pieces together. And I'll post a picture of how I did it. And then put on the eyelets, right? So and I made the holes according to, again, the measurements or how they have them here on this belt. I cut off some of the length. I didn't want a long belt, and I made those changes after, you know, I completed the dress, and then I tried on the I put on the hardware on the belt. Didn't put on this part until, you know, I was sure about the length of the belt. But yeah, I figured I didn't want a long belt, so I kind of just tried on the belt and kind of folded it at different lengths just to see what I liked. And then once I was okay with the length, then I cut it off, and then shaped the end of this similar to this, and then just put this piece on. And so you pretty much just slide it, the fabric, into the channels, and there are 2 screws right there that you would screw them in to keep it in place. So, you know, it's my first time making a belt, yeah, with this hardware and all of that, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I skipped the carriers on the dress because I wanted to have the option of wearing it with or without the belt, and I felt like if I put the carriers there, then when I'm wearing it without the belt, then, you know, it would seem like, okay, something is missing from this dress. So, and when I tried on the belt, you know, without the carriers, it sat nicely in my middle, and I was just moving about, sitting, standing, and it just stayed in place. So I didn't feel the need to add the carriers, and I really did not want to add the carriers. I guess if the belt was moving about, and maybe I would just kind of say, you know what, I'm just gonna add the carriers and just wear it with the belt all the time. But that wasn't the case, so just figured I would just skip the carriers. But really happy with how the belt turned out. This part, I didn't tack it down. I probably should tack it down before I put it in the washing machine and, you know, wash it. I washed the dress after I made it. So I washed the fabric months ago, and then, you know, pressed it out before I cut it out. But then after making the dress, because there were markings, all over it, I washed it again, and it's in one piece. And yes, but the belt, I didn't feel the need to wash the belt because there weren't that many markings on there, and right, so not much handling of the belt. So but I believe before I wash the belt, I may need to tack this down so it doesn't move about. All right, so that's it for this outfit. I I was trying not to make this video very long, but also just wanted to let you guys know how I made this outfit, because I get a lot of questions about or a lot of comments about the fit of my outfits, that they fit me well. So anything that I can do to let share and let you know how I got the fit, yes. So that I wanted to relay that information to you guys. All right, I am going to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.